Hello, good morning, you all. Happy holidays. Oh, lovely. Holiday times. You know, it just doesn't seem that long ago when my daughters were little. And Christmas morning was an exercise in frenzied euphoria. You know, they woke up early, ran down the stairs. I had to get up earlier than they did, very early that day to get my meditation in before, the craziness happened. And the glee with which they identified their gifts. They laid them all out and identified, these are mine, these are yours. They're twins, I have twins. And the joy on their faces when they just unwrap that gift. That thing that they wanted so bad, they realize it is now mine. Just the joy. Maybe you have similar memories with your children, if not your own children, your nieces and nephews, right? But I want you to remember a time when you were little and there was something you really, really wanted, and you asked Santa. Maybe you wrote the letter to Santa, sent it to the North Pole, right? And Santa delivered. And that day you unwrapped that toy, shiny and new in that beautiful, colorful box. I know there was one time. I know there was at least one time that you really got what you wanted. I want you to remember the joy in that. And now I want you to remember a gift that you may have received from your parents, aunts and uncles, relative, maybe an older sibling, a teacher, that was intangible. A gift, maybe it was just the way that they imbued confidence in you. They believed in you, and they helped you to believe in yourself. Maybe it was just love and support at a time when you really needed it. Maybe it was just that confirmation that you are a worthwhile human being and you have a gift to give. Maybe it was somebody who helped you develop that gift. And maybe the gift was packaged in the form of a quote-unquote negative experience or traumatic experience that eventually led you to a spiritual path where you began to awaken to your true self. Pain does that, right? Very often, that's what leads us to a spiritual path. But these intangible gifts are really what has made us become who we are now, with gifts that we have. So I invite you to kind of unwrap it. Just kind of be with it for a moment. Unwrap that intangible gift and really receive it. And maybe open to the gratitude for that person that gave it to you. Let's kind of take a moment with that. Now, this Christmas, you have an opportunity to open a gift that is just as valuable as any of the tangible or intangible gifts that you received as a child, just as valuable and desired. And that is opening to your presence. Presence. The real you, your divine self, the luminous beings that you are. You have an opportunity this Christmas to fully unwrap that and open to that. And all year, we have been working together on awakening to this and embracing this true luminous being that we are. Here together every Sunday, we have identified the qualities of this self, discovered our gifts of love, learned how to cultivate compassion, refocus on what's truly important, develop deep listening of our inner wisdom, learn how to surrender to spirit, release stuck energy, practice laughing yoga. Remember that one? Balanced our masculine and feminine energies, eat, prayed, and loved, learned about the 5 principles, learned how to do affirmative prayer, explored our multifaceted self. We danced with opposites. We learned and practiced compassionate conversation, compassionate communication. We learned about social justice and learned how we can fit into that. We learned how to ground our feet and uplift our vision. We learned to release our blocks to abundance and celebrated an abundant harvest. We learned to perceive that all life is good and to turn on the light within ourselves. We have learned all of this and more all year. And if you've missed any of these talks, they're all archived on our YouTube page in order, complete with a meditation that helps you kind of embody these principles. They're waiting for you. So as we reach the end of this year, it's time to take that light that you have awakened within yourself and go shine. Go light up the world. And it's waiting for you. It is waiting for you, right? And we do this together. We do this together. We are all part of one family of light. We shine brighter together, right? And as we talked about last week, humanity is craving light. You know, the stark contrast of the darkness that we are experiencing on this planet right now makes that awakening more urgent. And so as we awaken to this light and bring it into the darkness, it lights up. And to be clear, when I'm talking about the darkness, I am meaning the collective consciousness, this mass hypnosis, that the spell that we have been under, that we're separate from our source, we're separate from each other, we're separate from our good. All of that gives rise to fear and anxiety and lack and limited thinking, which is all at the root of that old patriarchal power and domination energy that is kind of present, etched into our culture. It has been there for so long. But it's on its last gasp. Because here comes the light. Right? Here it comes. Here it comes. And now, am I saying that the future of humanity depends upon our willingness to awaken to the light beings that we are and be that presence in the world? Yeah, I guess I am. Fortunately, there's a lot of other people all over the globe that are doing this as well. Light beings, light workers all over the globe, that we're doing this together, and we come together in community to remind each other and to support each other in this effort, right? Many hands make light work. Light work. We are light workers. And the thing that we have been learning all year that it really makes this possible is finding the intersection between the two aspects of our being. Our spiritual self and our humanness. We connect with our spiritual self by cultivating that higher consciousness, that, as I talked about last week, that mountaintop consciousness or Christ consciousness, and experience ourselves as an emanation of that light. And we connect with our humanness by working through our stuff. You know? Working through our stuff, really owning and dealing with our own healing, attending to our own healing. And we develop that connection with the rest of humanity by realizing everybody else has it too. And they're working at one point or another. They're on some sort of path moving forward, as we all are, some more conscious than others. And we develop that by forgiveness, right? By empathy, by knowing that we are all one, by forgiving ourselves and forgiving others. That's how we do it. That helps us. It's the integration of those two aspects of our being that make it possible. You know, it's been a long time since I've talked about the symbolism of the cross. But I think it's a good, because it kind of fits in with this, it's a good time for a review. So, how many of you, the first time you came here to Unity Center of Peace, walked in this building and said, "Whoa, there's a big cross at the front of the building"? Raise your hand. How many people saw the cross? Okay, how many people saw, "Wow, look at this fabulous window that's out on the, looking out on the forest"? Right, it's interesting. When I first came, all I saw was the cross. And I was like, really? It's like, it really kind of put me off. I almost didn't come back. But after a while, after a few weeks, I noticed, oh, look, there's a window there too. Look at that. And then in a few months, I saw nothing but I get to see the change of seasons in this beautiful forest that we're so fortunate to be located in. Kind of parallels my spiritual journey, I think. So Unity Center of Peace bought this building from a Dutch Reformed congregation, a small Dutch Reformed congregation. Very conservative. They built this. You know, this is an integral part of the wall. You can't really change that. And, you know, the windows here, obviously, they understood. They wanted to see this too. But, you know, they're conservative and Christian. So you know that cross was to remind people that Jesus died for your sins. So there's another more universal, metaphysical significance that can really be meaningful for us when we look at it. So imagine that the vertical line is the conduit between heaven and earth, leading us to a higher spiritual dimension. And that at the base of it, that's where we're grounded in the earth. We're grounded in Mother Earth. And at the top of it is where we're connected with that transcendent realm, right? And it flows up and down. You are that conduit. We are all that conduit. And now imagine that the horizontal line is a conduit between you and everyone else. And it all meets here at the heart center. And from that heart, you are connected with the rest of humanity. You see? And as these two intersect, they intersect at the still point, the divine center, the heart of humanity. And this kind of mirrors, obviously, our physical body. So I feel like it might be good to kind of get this into our body. If you are able, please stand. Give yourself a little space, kind of space out a little bit. Put your legs together and feel your feet just rooted in Mother Earth, rooted in Gaia. And feel that divine mother kind of moving up from the earth through your feet and up into your body. And now feel that luminous, divine, infinite source energy moving down through your seventh chakra and into your body and meeting at the center, at the heart center. And now put your arms out. If you want to take one another's hand, if you want to take a hand on your right, a hand on your left. Spread out a little bit. Now feel that heart center, divine energy flowing from your center and out to the other person. This is how we are connected with divine source, with the rest of humanity. And you are giving and receiving and giving and receiving. And it is all culminated, all sourced by that love, by that universal divine heart at the center. Take a breath. Feel that full integration. You're fully integrated, both aspects of your being. All right, you may be seated. I think it's a very helpful way of looking at that. You'll never sit across the same way again. Right? I know. So this is our awakened conduit. This awakened conduit that we are is our presence. This is our presence. And the gifts, the love that we share with one another is our presence to others, our gift to others. And it all emanates from that heart center. And you know, we already do this here. We live and breathe and practice this all the time. Every sacred service team here shares of that love, that divine love, that light in some capacity. That we've got your back team, those who serve on that team, help those in our community, those in need, right? Share that love. The outreach team shares that love and that light through the greater community, outside of this community, in the greater world, sharing that light with the rest of the world. The prayer team gives those gifts, those intangible gifts through affirmative prayer. Every sacred service team is a light, shines that light. That's why it's so bright in here. Look at that, right? That brightness. And we can continue to share of that light, of our presence with the world by being that presence, by silently seeing the divine in others and calling it forth, by listening in our hearts to others, by being kind. By being kind. As Rumi put it, if everything around you seems dark, look again. You might be the light. And another inspired writer, J.R.R. Tolkien, who wrote The Hobbit, said in The Hobbit, I have found that it is the small everyday deed of ordinary folks that keeps the darkness at bay. Small acts of kindness and love. Right? Happy holidays. Enjoy opening your presents this year. Namaste. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you.